Okay, it's up, it's up, it's up. Good to see everyone. Hope you all doing great. Positive energy all the time. Hope you're taking care of your health, wellness, taking care of the family, being good husbands and good wives, good mates to each other. Okay. Make sure you go and follow Pay Blacks on TikTok, X, everywhere. On Facebook, Pay Black Americans. Make sure you join the page, join the group, Pay Black Americans, and follow Pay Black Americans on all your social media at Pay Blacks. Okay? Let's rally the troops. Represent your city. Rep your city. As you know, I'm representing Chicago, Illinois. Where you from? Put it on in there so I could show everybody and represent your city. Salute to all the cities across America and the world. To all the cities that have representatives over here in the chat. Much love to all the great cities out there. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, one of my favorite cities. Rest in peace to Sasha. Rest in peace to her, and I hope her sons and her daughters are doing fine. Indianapolis, Indiana. The great New York City. Salute to all my people in New York City. Been there a couple times. Can't wait to get back up there. Springfield, Massachusetts, where the beautiful and gorgeous Tasha is at. Hi, Tasha. It's always great to see you. Oakland, California is in the building. And you all go check out Tasha Creates. Tasha is just phenomenal with her hands. It's incredible. The amount of energy she puts into crafts and sewing is way out. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta, Georgia's in the building. The great Philadelphia. Philadelphia's in the building. I love Philly. I've only drove through Philly, didn't get a chance to stop. I'm looking forward, Azim, to come and stop in Philadelphia and meeting all the brothers and sisters up there. Michigan. Oh, God. I went to Michigan every year, Gail. Every year, Michigan is a very important part of my lineage. Has a lot to do with reparations for Black Americans. When my parents came up from the Great Migration, my mother and father came from Alabama. My father came from Decatur. My mother came from Birmingham and Uniontown, mostly Birmingham. But my mother's mother and her brothers, about 6 of her brothers, they went to Detroit. And so every year, sometime twice a year, but for sure every year, we would go to Detroit to pick up grandma and take my grandmother to Alabama, right, to see all my mother's relatives, my grandmother's relatives, and then go see my father's relatives. It was always a great trip. Michigan, I was always in Michigan at least 2 to 3 times every year because we had to go twice because we had to pick Granny up. Then we come back to Chicago. She hang out in Chicago for a week or 2. Then we drop Granny back off. And, you know, we little children, so we know we get close to Michigan when we see the big Uniroyal tire. Do they still have the Uniroyal tire, Gail? When you drive up to Michigan, on the way to Michigan, they still got the big tire. I hope they didn't take that down. Just because the business is closed, leave the great landmarks. Yonkers is in the building. Shout out to New York. I love New York. I love New York people. Everybody talk about New York and it's the rat race. Let me tell you something. When we went to New York and we met brothers and sisters and they found out we was from Chicago, they were extra, extra excited to meet us. It's like New York is like our brother, like our big brother. A lot of people in Chicago won't like that. But yeah, New York is the big bro. They got the most people. So New York, you know, I loved New York. I ain't gonna lie. I loved New York. I love New York. I love Los Angeles. Both of them. But New York, it's like a more hyped up version of Chicago. Crazy. If, listen, on the side note, if you want to learn how to make some money, visit New York. Their hustle game is before everybody. New York, then across down Philadelphia, Chicago, then west. New York is like going into the future. Trust me what I'm telling you. Wherever you live at, if you go to New York and stay 3 or 4 days, it's going to feel like you went to the future. Oakland, California. I spent a lot of time in Oakland, the Bay Area. Salute to the entire California. I was a vendor at mostly reggae shows and black conscious events. So San Diego, San Francisco, Oakland, San Diego. So I did San Diego, San Juan Capistrano, Los Angeles, Ventura. You know the deal, all the way up. Sacktown, everywhere. So I made a lot of money. You cannot imagine how much money I made following reggae concerts. That sometime I'm following Steel Pulse and I get here and I have to jump off and start following Burning Spear. Oh man, gold mine. Love California. Yeah, Tasha, I'll be seeing you working and looking cutie cute. You ladies be looking so cute on social media. I keep thinking back. I'm 67, so But I keep thinking, man, I don't know how I would have handled all you beautiful ladies in my 20s and 30s and even 40s on here and was single. Oh my God. I'd be the DM king. I'd be sweating the hell out. Tasha, I'd be sweating the hell out you. Indianapolis is in the building. Naptown. I made a lot of money in Naptown. Shout out to Indianapolis Black Expo. Woo! Lots of money. Oh my God. Indianapolis Black Expo. Do they still have the Black Expo in Indianapolis? Oh wow. Oh wow. Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta's another place I like. I just didn't get to spend a lot of time in Atlanta in my older age. Atlanta was special to me as a shorty, like out of high school. So out of high school, that was the spot. Me and my girlfriend, we had been dating in high school. We got up, got grown, got an apartment. First thing you do, you go to Atlanta. Atlanta is the first place. Atlanta is the first place as a vegan where I was totally satisfied at a restaurant. I went to Atlanta and there was a restaurant on, I think it's called Peachtree. And it was this black restaurant that served soul food. But because it's in the South, they had all the sides you could dream of. So as a vegetarian, I was a vegan, we called ourselves vegetarians. This is back in like 70, maybe 78, 70, 78, 79. So we went to this restaurant and it was so great because I ordered collard greens, I ordered mustard greens, I ordered sweet potatoes, I ordered corn, I ordered okra, I ordered all these sides and I had a whole meal. Oh my God. And was it good? Because it's in the South and they could cook. No meat in it. Oh man. Oh God. That's the first restaurant that served me a full meal as a vegetarian. was in Atlanta. And we went to the underground Atlanta. Is that still there? That's probably not there no more. The old underground Atlanta was a place where you would go. And you would go to the little, the area where all the colleges is at, where Outcasts and all them used to be a lot. College Park. Shout out to College Park, right? Yeah, so Atlanta's a part of my early history. You know what I'm saying? The beautiful Loretta is here. Let me see if I missed any cities. I got my brother, the big time soldier, Mo Power. That's a great name. Hey, if you go get an internet name, get something cold like that. He called himself More Power. That's cold as hell. I ain't gonna lie. Some of y'all internet names be cold though. I ain't gonna lie. Shalom to my sister Virtuous Jada. Okay, her and her husband, Will. Nice people. I met them. Tell the children Pharaoh said hi. Can't wait to see the children again. Tell Michael I said hi. Okay, I'm not supposed to have favorites, but y'all know Michael is my favorite. Don't tell the other children. I tell my man Michael, Pharaoh said, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Beautiful family. Real nice family. We really ain't no favorite because the girl is kind of like my favorite and the other son is kind of like my favorite. So I don't know if I really got a favorite, but Michael is kind of like extremely friendly. Michael, Michael is extremely friendly. Yeah, you gotta love him. He gonna go places. Great family. Y'all doing great. So, Quaylen, you think that the Indianapolis Black Expo is still there? Probably so. But shout out to all those beautiful places. I'm planning my book tour right now. I remember I was getting ready to work on that before the pandemic, and the pandemic shut everything down. And so pretty soon I'm gonna have a map that I'm gonna be putting up, and you all are gonna help me map out my tour. I'm gonna be doing a book tour that's oh, it's gonna be fire. So I'm finna go across. I'm finna be doing a book tour, and I don't want to tell the secret, but my meet and greet gonna be fire. Okay. Oh my God. I don't want to tell my secret, but I'm finna come to every city. Every city I could come to, I'm gonna come. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. So we're gonna be updating that by this summer. We're gonna be updating that because I'm going to be almost finished with my first round, which I'm documenting the history. But I'm not doing no commentating because I got to remember everything that happened. Then I'm go back and commentate the premise of the book in with the history, and then I got to get it some people to do everything else. You'll be able to get the copy. I'm going to have a whole website for the copy. It's definitely going to be on Amazon, but I'm going to have a website for the copy, right? It's going to be fire. And I'll be coming signing autographs, hanging out the whole 9 yards, taking pictures. It's going to be fire. It's fire. It's a classic. I know I'm going to make New York Times bestseller because it's not anything you could write. Nobody else could write it. You have to have lived, I'm writing real life. It's real life. It's not like, you know what I mean? It's real life. So it's going really great. It's giving me a lot of PTSD. And I haven't even got to the PTSD part. So that's that's difficult. So I can't wait till the book come out. It's going to explain my character, the way I act and everything. Oh, Slim. Now you already know when I hit Alabama, I'll be in Alabama no less than 3 weeks. So I'll be in Alabama. That's probably the two states I'll be in the longest will be Alabama and California. I'll be in California for a while. I'll be in Alabama for a long time. I'll be in Alabama for a long time. And I'll be everywhere in Alabama. Uniontown, Decatur, Birmingham, all the cities, Selma. I'll be in Alabama a long time because, and we're going to get to the conversation, y'all be patient, because I haven't been to Alabama since I was young. Every year, my parents would go to Alabama, and my grandfather lived on a farm right outside of Uniontown. And so the first place we would go is to my grandfather's, which is my mother's father. And he had this big farm with horses, cows, and everything. And the first time I remember going there, I was a little bitty boy. I had to be about 5, 6. Because I remember jumping out the car and seeing these big birds walking around. And they wasn't flying away. And I know birds be flying away when I walk up to them. I was a little boy. And my grandmother was there because we would take my grandmother all the time, which my father and my grandmother got together and had my mother, then they split up and my grandfather got remarried, which is interesting too, because every year my mother would take her mother down there to see my grandfather and his other wife, and my grandmother and my grandfather's new wife, they was cool. They was tripped out. They didn't have a problem with it, and it was just family. So my mother's the only sibling he got with my grandmother. Then he got a bunch of other siblings with his new wife, which my cousin that's up here, that's like a brother to me, that's his grandmother. So me and my cousin got the same grandmother, but different grandfather. But my mother had one of her sisters, one of her daddy's children by the other woman, came and lived with us to Chicago. My auntie Niecy, rest in peace to Niecy, Virgin McLeod, the McLeods. And so Niecy lived with us, and she had my little cousin. And so my little cousin was my cousin, but he was really like my brother. And then later we found out my cousin was my best friend's daddy's illegitimate child. Oh, man, I got to tell all that in the book. But my cousin turned out to be my best friend's brother. We've been going out to dinner, me, him, and my cousin. It's crazy, okay? So the book is going to be everything: a soap opera, thriller, murder, Superfly, Bob Marley, Superfly, and all that in one book. Can you imagine? I've been all them people. I've been a young black American, you want to call it, African American, black, black power, black is beautiful. I've been that. I've been comedic Rasta, right? I've been, not so, I've been notorious. The police say I was armed and extremely dangerous, and then, I got back to how I am now, thanks to my daughter's mother. Love you, my daughter's mother. She had a baby. She already had 3 kids. And I'm like, oh, I got to change. I can't do this lady like this. She got 3 children already. She got my daughter. Let me calm down. That's when I was living at O Block. Let me try to see if I could turn back into what I used to be. So the book is going to be great. So we have to change, right? It's going to be something else. But the story I was telling is I went down south, and I'm like 5 or 6 years old. There's these big old birds. When I jumped out the car, they didn't run. They were just still walking around. So I started chasing them. Since they was right there around my size, I was just a little bit taller than them. So then I was chasing them. There was one looked a little different, and I started running up on that bird, but that bird didn't move. And my grandmother said, "Go ahead, grab him. He gonna tear your ass up." She said, "Boy, that ain't no chicken. That's a rooster." I was like 6. But I didn't run up on him because he didn't run. He didn't run. He just looked at me. So when he didn't run, you know what I'm saying? I didn't go. You know what I mean? I don't really do topics like that over here, Earl, so you might want to log off or just fulfill the needs of the people. Just not those other live YouTubers where you come, you get a topic. I don't do that. I just flow and just go with the flow. So I'm not jumping to the target, the context of the conversation. So if it's too long for you, log off and come back and watch it and just fast forward to it. You know what I'm saying? This channel is totally unorthodox. Okay? I'm unorthodox over here. Even when I get to the topic, if you go to the end of the video, we will not be on topic. That's why I'm the big Pharaoh. That's why I'm the only one. I'm the only one that got this format on social media. I talk to my subscribers first. I love my subscribers. I respect my subscribers. And when my subscribers come in early, I spend the time with my subscribers. Also, Earl, if you ever do content and you're doing live streams, always remember that if you start talking, nobody gonna hear what you're saying because everybody don't be over here. It take them about 30, 40 minutes before they get here, Earl, right? So if my conversation is real important and the first part real important, I don't like to come and talk about it because they're going to log in 30 minutes later, Earl, and then they're going to miss it. You see what I'm saying, bro? So you have to give people time to get into the chat. Now, if it's pre-recorded, then yeah, they're going to hit it, and then you can start, bam. But if it's a live stream, okay, Earl, just so you know how this goes, if it's a live stream, you go live, you're going to look, it's going to be 4 people over here, then 20, then 30. And so if you start talking about the conversation and you say the important part, they ain't going to see none of it. Feel me? They ain't gonna see nothing what you're saying. So that's why I do that, Earl. I have to take time, let everybody get here, right? So we only been here 20-something minutes. They usually not here for 30 minutes, believe it or not, Earl. That's why it be like that. Feel me, Earl? They don't be over here, bro. Y'all hit that like button and all that. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button, share, subscribe. Well, she said Granny was trying to get me effed up. No, back then, the way they used to tell you not to do something is they tell you, go ahead, touch it. It's going to burn your ass up. So anytime somebody tell you, go ahead, that means don't. Back in the day, when they tell you, go ahead, that means don't. You know what I'm saying? Where's my family from? My mother is from Birmingham, Alabama, and Uniontown, because her father lived in Uniontown on the farm, and her mother, my grandmother, she broke up with my grandfather. They grew up around Birmingham. My father's from Decatur, Alabama, so they both from Alabama. Alabama, like real FBA to the core. You don't understand. Some of our people, we want acceptance from white people so bad we'll do and say anything. We want acceptance because we under a European dominated society. And so everybody wants accepted, but some people, it shows more. So all black people in America are after acceptance from white society without even knowing they're doing it. Look, you speak in English, right? That's acceptance. You don't have your own language. How you dress? You dress according to whatever you made up in this white society. What phone you got? That's their phone. That's acceptance. What car you driving? That's their car. That's acceptance. What kind of gas you got? BP, Shell, Exxon? That's their gas. That's acceptance. You speak in English. That's acceptance. If you take away acceptance, all the black women would have dreadlocks or afro. The black women, so even the black women that say that we shouldn't be trying to get acceptance for whites, psychologically is trying to get acceptance because she's straightening her hair. So if you take away all the things we do from a European society, right, Julius? Bam. And it's not an identity crisis. That's how you raised. An identity crisis is when you got an identity and you're trying to get rid of it. Like if you're in Africa, surrounded by African culture. We Black Americans, we're not surrounded by African culture. So let me give you an example. My grandmother, right, had to straighten her hair or put a wig on to be accepted to make money. It wasn't an identity crisis. They controlled the jobs. They controlled everything. And if you wanted to work for them, you had to look what they considered decent. Like right now, look how many people getting kicked out of school and losing their job for dreadlocks. So when you under a society control all the jobs, you don't have an identity crisis. You have an economical crisis where you under somebody else's economy. So my grandmother, they had to wear wigs. They would plait their hair. Y'all call it braid. They would plait their hair. They would put a wig on and go to work. Because my grandmother's plaiting her hair to go to work, then my mother automatically gonna have to do what my grandmother have to do. But my mother and my grandmother is from the South, right? When my mother come to Chicago and have my sister, right? Now it's a culture. So she not straightening my sister's hair to pass. She's straightening my sister's hair because now it's a way of life. See, it's only, and for my grandmother, it was a way of having to submit to a society. Then my mother is still under that. So it's a way to submit. But my sister don't got to submit, but my mother's already born like that. So now my sister straighten her hair, but she's not doing it for that purpose knowingly. It becomes a culture. So all the black women now that got straight hair and stuff, they're not really trying to be white. That's black now. That's black. They raised like that. So it's not an identity crisis, it's culture now. You know what I'm saying? It's a culture. Now, so the sisters that are doing it now, I be trying to get them to change, but I'm not against them. I understand why they like that. They was raised like that. So there's nothing that they thinking about. It's a culture. Same way the black man is cutting his hair. It's a culture. That when they brought you from Africa, they put you on the auction block, they cut your hair off and sold you. And they kept your hair cut. And then to get a job, they told you got to have your hair cut. They got dress codes. So then by the time the grandbaby born, we just go to the barbershop. It's not an identity crisis, that's just what we do. So I wouldn't say black people got an identity crisis. Black people don't have an identity to have an identity crisis. Black people are just doing culture. It's our culture now. You know what I'm saying? It's our culture, basically. Don't be so hard on each other and understand what you've been through to survive. You either did that or you died or starved. Like myself, I got dreadlocks. I paid the cost to have these dreadlocks for 47 years. When I started having my dreadlocks, nobody had dreadlocks like that. I paid a serious price. There's a lot of economics I couldn't get. I had to sacrifice economics and everything. Or cut my hair. Period. There was no social media. There was no PayPal. There was no online businesses. You had to go get a job. And the man that controlled the job controlled who he hired. And if you got this nappy hair on your head, you ain't getting a job. Point blank, period. One time I was on the phone, because you used to have to go and look in the newspaper to find a job, and I found a job opening, and there was a phone booth, and the job was like right around the corner, like a half a block. So I called him and said, I want to come in for the job. He said, great, come on in. We need somebody. We got to open it. And when I walked for like 3 minutes. And when I walked in there and he seen me, and I said, I called about the job. He said, we filled the position from around the corner. All the black people working there was looking at me laughing at my hair. They was all laughing. And that was like 1987. I started growing my dreadlocks in 78. That was like 9 years later. It was still messed up. So today we're gonna talk about blacks that's fighting against reparations. Hit the thumb up, hit the like button, share, subscribe, contribute to the channel, make a donation, because they sure ain't gonna pay me. They might. Let me stop hating on YouTube. They might. Well, it's not really YouTube. It's the the people that have the commercials. They don't really like me so much. I don't think they feel like I'm really good for business. They said I'd be having hate speech. You know, they'll call anything we say when we start talking about racial issues, they'll call it hate speech. And it don't even be hate speech. It just be the truth about racial issues. But we can't speak about racial issues. And when we speak about the hate we get, they call that hate speech. So when you speak against hate and you speak against how you get mistreated under white supremacy, they call that hate. You know what I'm saying? So they say I've got hate speech, which I'm confused. I asked them, I said, well, which hate speech show me? They can't show me because they lying. I said, show me specifically the hate speech you talking about. They couldn't ever show me because it ain't none. You in a situation where other people control it, and if they don't like you, they can just shut you down. If Trump and Musk don't like you, they can just shut you down. It don't have to be for a legitimate reason. Just the fact they don't like you. Because I didn't really get shut down until I started pushing for Harris. So it might have been political. I don't know. I don't really care. If I wanted to sell out, I'd have a haircut and I'd be working. So I don't really care. I'm not doing no selling out. I'm not doing none of that. That's not happening. If somebody send me a contribution, I get all of that, except when I transfer it to my bank, PayPal and them will take the little 3% or whatever. When you get PayPal, when you get pay over here, then YouTube get a little bit of it, but not that much. Not that much. You always got to pay a transaction fee. But when I get donations to Cash App and Venmo and stuff, they only take, everybody gonna charge you for the transaction because nobody can get your money and transact it for you for free. So PayPal gotta make money. It's not fair to think PayPal gonna do all this work and can't keep PayPal. So I gotta pay to keep PayPal working. I gotta pay to keep Cash App working. So if you got $100 you transfer, you might get like 98 or something. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? James Brown been told you. Pay the cost to be the boss. You got to pay the cost to be the boss. Look at me. What you see a bad mother. You know what I'm saying? So I don't bad pay it. So I get most of them. It's worth it. You know what I mean? Transaction fees. You know what I'm saying? It's a part of the game. You know what I mean? I don't got no problem with it. But contribute to the channel. So the reason I'm talking about don't trust blacks that are against reparations for a couple of reasons. It's from my man Hiso. I just got off the phone with Hiso. And Hiso was telling me about this brother that's got like 150,000 subscribers. And he had a big live stream with a bunch of black people, I think, talking about why we shouldn't get reparations. Right? So there's these whole bunch of black people that think that I don't understand their purpose, but they see a lot of black Americans trying to get reparations, and these particular black people are going all out their way to talk against reparations. And their talking points are all wrong. Their talking points is all wrong. Everybody, black especially, that talks against reparations, their talking points are totally wrong. And when Hiso told me that, I thought about the other day when I watched Willie D and Slim Thug, and Slim Thug was doing the same thing. Slim Thug was saying, I don't want reparations. He was saying, we don't need to be begging for reparations. That we need to just go and do for ourselves and do what we're going to do. And they say we shouldn't be waiting for reparations. So let's deal with that. So what they telling me is that everybody that's for reparations, listen, there's hardly nobody asking for reparations but a small group of us trying to turn it to a big group. They're trying to tell you that black people is at home saying, I ain't going to do nothing. I'm going to wait for reparations. Do y'all believe that black people that ain't doing all they could do is doing it because they waiting for reparations? Who believes that? The brothers and sisters in your community that ain't doing enough what they could do, y'all believe that they not doing that because they waiting for reparations. Who believe that? Because nobody never checks this stuff. Do you believe that the black people that ain't doing more is not doing it because they waiting for reparations? Who believes that? Does anybody really believe that? Because I never heard that before. I never heard nobody say, man, I'm going to just wait on my reparations. I've never heard that. These people be talking crazy. Have you ever heard anybody really say that? And nobody checks these people. Nobody checks them. I'll be the only one checking them. Bruh, have you ever heard anybody in the history of Black America say they waiting on reparations to pay their rent or to get some food or whatever? I never heard that before. So all you brothers out there that say, stop waiting on reparations, you a fool. Nobody is waiting on reparations. So now when you ask for reparations, they want to say that you ain't doing nothing else. You just waiting on reparations. This is how you know these particular black people are haters, not that intelligent, and is against their own people. Because there would be no reason for you to be against reparations other than to go against your people, to go against what you see your people trying to do. So let's take me. Let's look at me. And I felt like I didn't want to be a part of reparations movement. I just wouldn't. But I wouldn't go talk against it. I'll just go do what I do. So all you brothers and sisters out there that's talking against reparations, you're anti your people. You're haters. You are the enemy of your people. Because you could just go, Slim Thug could just go do what he do. He don't even have to speak on that. If he don't believe reparations, why speak on it? Just go do what you do. But he go out his way and thank the Most High that Willie D straightened him out. But Slim Thug really looked highly unintelligent in that interview. He looked extremely slow. He looked unintelligent. Because I would challenge him to his face and say, bro, I'm pushing for reparations. So you telling me I'm 67. You telling me all these years I've been waiting on reparations? Are you serious, bro? Are you serious? Are you serious? Is he serious? Are you serious? So anytime you see a black person against the reparations, these are the type of people with tail on Harriet Tubman. These are the type of blacks that would encourage you to stay in slavery, that would encourage you not to run away. You're going to get us in trouble. So if you're a black man and you come to me and say we shouldn't get reparations, you have no idea what I look at you like. First, you a sellout. Second, you a liar. To every black American, man and woman, that's talking against reparations, you are all liars. Every last one of you are liars. You're only speaking from the mentality thinking we're not going to get it. But if we got reparations, not one of those people wouldn't go get that money. Slim Thug would be the first one trying to get his check. There's not one black American that speak against reparations that wouldn't wait for the rest of us to get it, and they'll be the first one in line. That's a fact. So when I see you and you say you ain't for reparations, I know you're a liar. What you're really saying is you lazy. You're going to let the rest of us fight for it. You don't believe we're going to get it. You're a non-believer. You don't ride with the people. But when we do all the work and we cook the food, you're going to be the first one to want to eat. It don't matter how much money they got. Let me ask you a question. Do you believe any black person with money, when they say they're going to give us reparations, do you believe they not going to go get it? They going to go get it too. It ain't got nothing to do with they got money. They are negative haters against their own people. They the type of people would tell the slave master that you planning to escape. Harriet Tubman used to have a gun on her. They used to have to threaten blacks not to tell when she was running the Underground Railroad. They would snitch on you when you tried to escape. This is the type of people they are. Let me tell you something. There are people that you say You want to start a big beauty supply store. You want to rap. You want to be a singer. There are people that will not help you one bit. Not only will they not help you with your singing career, your rap career, your business, they'll go out somewhere and talk against them. You going to start a singing? That ain't going to go nowhere. That ain't going to go nowhere. And then you blow up. And when you blow up, them same people, they want to be on the team. When you don't put them on the team, they say, he changed up, man. He forgot about everybody. They won't post your song. They won't share your music video or nothing. They won't come to none of your shows. But when you blow up, they all come to the show. They all been knowing. I remember when you first started rapping. This is the same people against reparations. These are the same people. On top of that, when they on social media, you don't know if they FBA or not. You don't even know if they black. They logged in as boo-boo school, talking against reparations, but you don't know if it's a 14-year-old Irish dude or who. You don't know who it is. So when I think Young Thug talking against reparations, saying we shouldn't be waiting, who told him we was waiting? And how is you Young Thug? That would be my question to him. So the whole time, Young Thug, you was a fraud. The whole time, Young Thug was a fraud. I told him, you've been a fraud. You don't represent the streets. He don't represent the streets. If I'm in the streets and I'm hustling, and I front you $1,000 worth of work, do I stop hustling? No. I keep hustling. So now when I start asking you, when you going to give me my $1,000, can you turn around and say, man, you need to stop begging for the $1,000 and go get your money? I'm still getting money. So Young Thug, you don't represent the streets because you can't beg. There's no such thing as begging for a debt owed. Begging is asking for somebody for something that don't owe you nothing. That's begging. Begging is you asking me for money and I don't owe you nothing. Blacks just talk about reparations. How is that begging when it's a debt owed? So you're telling me that if my daddy work a job and he a bus driver and he retire and they never send his $5,000 he was supposed to get, and I'm an engineer making millions of dollars, you telling me because I'm making $1 million, I shouldn't get my daddy $5,000? I should let them cheat my daddy? I should let them cheat my daddy because I'm getting money already. Is that what you're saying? So are you saying because you're going to get money and all that, you don't care what they did to your great-grandmama and great-great-grandmama in there? You don't care. Just say that. Just say you don't care what happened to your ancestors. Just keep it real. Just say, I don't care that they robbed my grandmama and granddaddy and stuff. I don't care. I'm just going to do me now. And the abuse that happened, I'm going to let them keep the money. I'm not going to stand on no business. Just say that. Just say that. But don't start disrespecting everybody talking about, oh, you begging. See, right there, you disrespectful. See, like one-on-one, and I'm talking about reparation, and you tell me stop begging. Now the whole conversation going, because now we talking about something else. What you mean I'm begging? Explain. Oh, so because I'm trying to stand on some business for my race, now you want to try to disrespect me personally. Okay, so now I'm begging for, okay. All right, run your pockets. Run your pockets. Shut up, you know. Run your pockets. You said the wrong thing. If Slim Thug insinuated that I was begging, he would leave the room with none of his jewelry or nothing. Run all that. Let me show you how I get mine. Because I don't be begging if nobody owe me, brother. So I don't ask for reparations begging. Right there, that's an insult. That's an insult. That's an insult. We're not begging. We demanding. Do he know the difference between demanding and begging? We demanding for the debt to be paid. So when you see Black people speaking against reparations, you can't trust them. That's why if you come over here, you say anything at all that seems like you're against reparations, I'm blocking you. I don't want you over here. I don't mess with people like you. Cowards that betray their ancestors. If you ain't trying to get your great-grandmama and great-great-grandmama and granddaddy, you ain't trying to get what they did to them, I don't want to be around you. You a lowlife. A punk, too, if you're a man. So you have let them just do your ancestors like that and you just cool with it? Because it's not you? Well, that was a long time ago. They did all that to my great-granddaddy and great-grandmama. I don't care. That's basically what Slim Thug said. I don't care. They can have that. He said, I don't even want reparations. Okay, you don't want reparations. Why are you speaking on us? Shut up and just don't get it, Slim Thug. If Slim Thug don't want reparations, Slim Thug should just shut up then and just don't go get it when they give it out. That's all. When they say everybody come get your check, just don't go get yours. But you, Slim Thug, you can't talk for me and the Black people. You's a rapper. Rap. You's a rapper. Rap. Stay in your lane. Rap. Rapper. Now he say he get money. He got houses and stuff. But he ain't really got nothing that benefit us. He just got stuff for him to make money. He ain't really doing nothing for the community. He doing something for Slim Thug. He ain't putting nothing back like that. All that you building houses to rent to Black people, you giving back. You're not giving back unless you give me the house. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he'll be the first one to line up to get the money. He said the white media put it out that is begging, and they put it out that is begging because you got to understand that a lot of white people don't understand reparations. So if we trying to teach Black people what's reparations about, what make you think that white Americans know? A lot of them not saying that to be mean. They don't understand the concept of reparations. That's all. And so if you over here and you the government, you owe me reparations, and you a white American, you right here, should I spend time explaining to you? Or should I spend my time talking to them to get my money? I don't got no time to talk to you. I got a white friend, and he wanted to talk to me about reparations. And then he got mad when I said, do you got my money? And then he was like, no. I said, well, don't stop talking to me. Because I let him know, just be glad you don't have my money. He says, like that, it's just like that. Let me get my money from the government and the banking system. Because if you had my money, I wouldn't be asking for it. I would be taking it. So for all y'all talking about reparations begging, just be glad you don't got my money. And step up and say you'll take the debt for my family. Show me you got some money, young thug, and show me you got enough money to pay the reparations for my family, and then we'll talk. Run that. Run that bread. Now, if you don't want to smoke, stay out the way. That's for young thug, old thug, medium thug, grandpa thug, and all the thugs. If you don't got my money, shut up speaking on my money. Now, that's the streets. The young thug don't represent the streets because, like I say, if I got a lot of work and I front you some money, you can't look at me and say you don't want to give me my 10,000 just because I made $250,000. My $250,000 ain't got nothing to do with my 10,000, bro. Run my bread. You don't get no pass with the 10,000 just because I'm making money. You can't count my pockets when you owe me money. So you got white Americans say, well, what about Oprah and all them? Reparations ain't Oprah. Reparations is her great-grandmother. You still got to give her great-grandparents money. It's not based on how much money she got. It's based on how much money you stole from her ancestors. You got to pay that. That's not based on how much money I made. So if y'all jumped and beat up my daddy and he passed away, you gonna tell me I can't revenge my daddy because ain't nobody jumped me? I'm confused. Because where I come from, I don't know Slim Thug. He ain't that. Because where I come from, you gotta pay that debt, boy. I want him to show me in the streets where a debt don't gotta get paid. I want him to show me that. And I want him to show me where begging, how is you begging for a debt? This is why brothers is unintelligent and should be quiet. You're not intelligent because there's no such thing as begging for a debt. When I'm begging, I'm asking you for something and you don't owe me nothing. That's begging. Begging is on asking strangers, could they give me money to buy something to eat? Begging ain't telling you to give me my $20 so I could buy something to eat when I loaned you $20. I gave you $20 2 weeks ago. I want to get something to eat. Give me my $20. That's not begging. If I gave you $20 2 weeks ago, and now me and you, we drive around something to go get something to eat, you got my $20, that's begging? Well, that's begging on the streets. That's why I asked Slim Thug. You Slim Thug, right? You're on the streets. So cats could run off with your money. That's what you're saying. Everybody that owed you money, you don't care now. Well, if everybody owed him money, and he out there getting money for rap, and he let them keep his money, he fooled out here on the streets. He got to have his security up. Because the fact he let them keep his money, they're going to run over. And as long as Black Americans let America keep our money, they ain't going to never respect us. They ain't going to never respect us until we demand they take care of that debt. Period. And for Slim Thug, Fat Thug, medium-sized thug, and all the thugs, listen, mind your business. Listen, mind your business. Because you got different type of people in the reparations movement. You got FBA, you got American Descendants of Slaves, and then you got Pay Black Americans. You got me. And I don't use day tactics. I'm on some other tactics. So you don't want to talk to me about not getting reparations because I'm going to totally disrespect you. I'm going to totally disrespect you. It's not even a conversation I'll be willing to have with you. It's not even a conversation I'll be willing to have with you. I prefer not to even talk to you because you ain't my cup of tea. Because anytime you're building a movement, you're building a movement, and the movement is movement. And everybody that ain't moved need to do like Ludacris say, move, B, Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way. We on the move, B, so you get out the way. Get out the way and shut up. Because when you talk against your people, now you're an op. You don't never in your life get on this social media and talk against your people and then pretend you saying something pro-black when you telling the people that your people asking for money that they ain't got to give it to us. And that's what you're doing when you black and you speaking against reparations. You're telling the people that we're getting it from, that we want to get it from, that they ain't got to pay us no attention. You punking black people. You talking to the people that owe the debt is listening to you. And you not telling me that when you tell me we don't need reparations, you're not talking to me. You're telling the system you ain't got to pay Pharaoh. Slim Thug told this Babylon system, you ain't got to pay black people. I don't want it. And because I don't want it, you ain't got to give it to them. No, Slim Thug is a rapper. And a rapper need to talk about rap. Now, he do some housing, and he should talk about housing. But he should not be speaking on that. And like I said, I posted it. Go watch Pay Blacks. Go to Pay Blacks. I posted it. And on Pay Blacks, I don't post anything. Anybody that's against reparations, I don't post it. But I posted that because of Willie D. Because of Willie D. Willie D was standing on business. Salute to Willie D. And Willie D was schooling him. Willie D was schooling him. By the time it was over, Thug was like, I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. Bro, shut up. Shut up. You're not You're not the spokesperson for reparations. We don't want Slim Thug speaking to the American system about reparations. Because a lot of times when these brothers get money, they be the hell with the hood. A lot of times when brothers do good, they be the hell with the hood. They be like everybody else could do good. But these ain't real serious businessmen. Because when you're a real businessman and you get a lick and you get an opportunity, you already know that everybody can't get that opportunity. So Slim Thug ain't no G when it comes to hustling. Because when you find out some way you can make a lot of money, the only reason you can make a lot of money because you're one of the few people that do it. So for him to say everybody would do something would cut into his bread. So let's say when I was a vendor, right? Let me show a picture so you can understand. I'm giving you real game over here, all right? This is real. It don't get no realer than this. When I was a vendor, and I would go out to these shows and I would sell a lot of merchandise. And I sell $3,000, $5,000 worth of stuff, $1,500 Saturday, $1,500 Sunday to all these reggae stars and stuff. You see anybody buying my shirt? You know why I made a lot of money? I made a lot of money because I was the only one. If you take 10 more people out there that's selling the same thing I'm selling, I'm not making 1,500. I'm making 150. He making 150. You understand? So the key to business making money is you one of the few. So if I turn around and say, man, all y'all need to be out here selling stuff like me to get money like me, I'm not going to get no money. In every industry, you get money based on how many of you are in that industry. And if there's too many people in the industry, you don't get no money. So for a real businessman, you already know that there's those that start the business and there's those that work for the business. And you never tell the workers that they should be starting a business, because if everybody want to start the business, who gonna be the worker? So he was talking like, you need to do this and that. Everybody can't do that. Everybody can't get, if everybody get a nail salon, if everybody get his suggestions, who gonna be the customers? Make it make some sense. His whole principle he wasn't talking no hustler stuff. Because a lot of these dudes that's in the streets 10 minutes and they turn to rappers. They wasn't outside like that for decades, really grinding in the streets, hustling. They ain't no real hustlers. They get paid to tell stories on records. And they good at making the story sound good. They rap about the streets. They not the streets. When you see these rappers and they be rapping about the streets, they be rapping about the CEO. They be rapping about the dude that got the money for them to rap. That's a fact. That's who they be rapping about. They over there on death row rapping about Suge and rapping about all them bloods that they ain't rappers. That's what they be rapping about. I got a record label. I've been in the studio with rappers. They be rapping some real stuff in the hood and stuff like that, but they don't be up to the level as me. That's why they rap for me. They're not getting the kind of money I'm getting. They, no disrespect to them or nothing, but everybody got levels. I don't look down on their level, because if without their level, there ain't no business. It's got to be the guy with all the work, then the guy with a lot of work, then the guy with quite a bit of work, then the guy with less work, then the guy with a little work. You need everybody for this to work. So you don't look down at no level of the game. You understand? So they might be active in the hood, money, but there's different levels of being active. There's on the block being a little active. Then there's being active on the streets and in the cars. So you might be active. You might live in Harvey, Illinois, and you're in Harvey, Illinois doing your thing. And then I live in Harvey, Illinois, but I'm in the car. I'm going to the west side. I'm going downtown. I'm making big deliveries. You just doing the little deliveries there, which is good, but you ain't purchasing as much as me. You don't got the customers I got. You got the little customers there that could walk to the block. And a lot of times, what you got come from people like me. We the ones giving you stuff to work the block. So you're not even supplying yourself from the block. You're getting it from the next level. You understand? But anytime you see a black person speaking against reparations, unfollow them and block them. Because they only doing that to irritate those for reparations. If those of us that's for reparations don't see it, they'll stop doing it. They're not doing it for no legitimate person. They're not doing it for America. They're doing it to antagonize their own brothers and sisters. That's why they're doing it. The blacks that's speaking against reparations are trying to antagonize their own people. That's what they are. Devils. They're antagonizing their own people, and they're going to keep doing it until you don't watch. Let everybody against reparations, let them talk to each other. And when they find out they're isolated and ain't nobody for getting reparations listening to them, they'll change the subject. They'll change the subject. And they liars. They're all liars. When you get out here and you're trying to do something positive, They're not going to support you. They're going to talk against you until it happens. Then when it happens, everybody your friend. Same with reparations. That any black person that's saying they don't that we shouldn't get reparations, what they really say is they don't believe we're going to get it. That's what they're saying. Slim Thug said it. If you believe these people going to give us something, you crazy. And Willie D said they not going to give it to us. We going to go get it. And Slim Thug shut up. Because you got that mentality that we asking somebody to give us something. But there's a big difference between asking and demanding. And the sad thing about Slim Thug is, guess what Slim Thug from? He went against his whole state. He's from Texas, right? And guess which state supposed to be the king state for reparations? Guess which state of black people supposed to be the main ones for reparations? Which state? At which state should every black person in that state be for reparations? Texas. Because Texas is where the Emancipation Proclamation was announced. And Juneteenth started in Texas. This man is disrespecting his own state. He's in Texas, where black folks found out they was free first. They was the first blacks to find out they was free in Texas. And look what he's doing. Look what he's doing. He going against Galveston, Texas. He a Texas boy. Talking against Galveston, Texas. And don't even know it. They disrespecting his whole state when he's supposed to be saying Texas is that spot. He's supposed to be bigging up Texas like, yeah, reparations, yeah, Texas, Galveston, yeah, Juneteenth, my state. My state. He's supposed to be saying, yeah, my state. That's my state. Yeah, we did that. Yeah, reparations, we did that. Yeah, rest in peace, Sheila Jackson Lee. Yeah. Where's she from? Where's she represent? Texas. H.R. 40, the reparations bill. Texas. Exactly. Houston. Right there where he from. Right there where he from. He disrespecting this man, Slim Thug, disrespect. But Willie D, listen, Willie D is the man. I always been getting on Willie D because I didn't like what Willie D went off on Kanye and all that, but I don't hold grudges. And Willie D had just really got high up on my list. Willie D, I got to give respect to Willie D. Willie D is highly educational, and Willie D got knowledge because Willie D broke it down to the very last kind, shut him up. And Willie D be standing on business, even though he mess up sometimes. When it comes to black people, I got to say, Willie D be standing on business. Willie D, I like Willie D. And Willie D still relatively young compared to me. So Willie D is only going to become more powerful. He just going to become more powerful. You know, I could see Willie D. You know, Willie D might end up even running for office or something. Like Willie D is a powerful brother. You know, I was so pleased to see Willie D breaking that down. You know what I'm saying? Because Slim Thug was trying to say we begging, and Willie D like, wow, we not begging. We demanding. What is you talking about? Willie D said they're not gonna give you none. Willie D say, Slim Thug said they're not gonna give you none. Willie D say, give us, we taking that. Willie D said everything we got, they didn't give us nothing. They didn't give us civil rights. They didn't give us nothing. Everything we got, we went and got it. Nobody gave us nothing. So Slim Thug saying, well, I can't see where reparations gonna happen. Willie D say people didn't see what slavery was gonna end. Slim Thug, oh, right. Bro, we came out of slavery. Like Willie D say, coming out of slavery was harder than reparations. Get reparations is much easier than my ancestors that got out of slavery. What is he talking about? Bro, we got out of slavery. We pushed civil rights so you can even go outside. If it wasn't for civil rights, people talking about, man, if it wasn't for the civil rights movement, you couldn't even go outside. You wouldn't be able to get on a train. You wouldn't be able to get on a bus. You wouldn't be able to use a restroom. You wouldn't be going to no basketball game because you wouldn't have been allowed to go in no arena. You wouldn't have been allowed to play basketball with them. Basketball wouldn't be no black people playing. If they was, wouldn't no black people be allowed to come to the game. But you're trying to denigrate the civil rights movement with integration. You're trying to use integration to denigrate the civil rights movement. You're trying to say the fact that I can go to the bathroom, that's integration. You're trying to say the fact that I can get on the airplane, that's integration. You're trying to say the fact I can get on the bus is integration. That's why I fight against the people hating, talking about integration. Don't know what the hell you're talking about. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. There was segregation. And segregation was keeping you away from doing stuff that you were still paying for. You were still paying for stuff, but you couldn't go enjoy it. They was taking your tax money, spending it on buildings and saying, but you can't go in here. Only thing can come in here is your tax dollars. People talking about you against integration. Integration always been here because they was integrating your money into their system and denying you the rights to come in with your own money the same way they doing now. Trump is taking our tax dollars and doing things against us with our money. He taking our money and trying to push this anti-black agenda with our money. You're going to pay them taxes to him, and he ain't going to spend none of it on you. Your money. And then when you ask for something, Slim Thug and people like that going to say you begging for your own tax dollars. So when you go ask for your tax dollars to be spent for yourself, they going to say that's begging. It's begging. Asking for reparations is begging. These is black men saying this. These is black men that be on social media that pretend they got some type of level of leadership conversation. And they call and ask for a debt owed begging. When nowhere in Black American history and nowhere on the streets asking for a debt is nowhere considered begging, nowhere in the world. Ain't no lot of them. That's social media make it look like it's a lot of them. Ain't no lot of them. You take any of them and put me on their show and they'll be disintegrated and everybody be on my side. They ain't nothing. They don't run nothing. People gonna do what I say. They're not gonna do what they say. It ain't a brother out there against reparations gonna put me on their show because I'm gonna take your whole crowd. And then a few people that you got, they coons. Because you cannot show me no 1,500 people and tell me it's a lot of people. I live in Chicago. 1,500 people ain't nothing. It's 1 million black people in Chicago. So you look 1,500 against reparations, y'all ain't nothing. Don't try like you the majority because the majority of black people don't even know about reparations. So how is the anti-reparation people the majority when the majority don't even know about the movement? Let's keep it real. The majority of younger black people don't even know about reparations. So them weirdos talking against it, they the minority. And the majority of black people, if you're telling them the government, we can get a bag, they're going to want the bag. Only a handful of losers is going to be against reparations, period. All you black men that's against reparations, y'all losers. Y'all a little majority and try to get on social media and make it look like you bigger than what you are. But social media is an illusion. Social media is an illusion. Because if you got 150,000 subscribers and you go live, you ain't going to have number 700 people in the chat. Even if you rock, you're going to have 2,000. Where's the 150,000? The 150,000 don't log in. So even social media is an illusion. I got 48,000 subscribers. How many people in the chat? 234. So you can't look at me and be like, Pharaoh be talking, man, he got 48,000 subscribers. No, I got 234 people listening. That's an illusion. Because out of that 48,000, a whole lot of them that lost their YouTube password and can't log back into that account no more. Some of them is the same people that log back in with a different account. Come on, where the reals at? Where the reals at? Because I got an account I can't get in because I ain't got the old phone number and all this, and the phone company went out of business and all that. And YouTube ain't got no way for me to get back in the account. So 48,000 ain't really 48,000. It's thousands of them. How many of them passed away? How many of them ain't on social media no more? See what I'm saying? How many of them ain't on social media? Keep it a billion. What you all got to do, anytime you pushing a movement, whether it's reparations or a movement for yourself, you must block all the people against you. So let's say you put a song out. Everybody going to tell you don't do this because it's going to stop your views, but they don't know what they're talking about. If you put a song out and you post a snippet from your song on Instagram, everybody that say your song ain't no good, delete them. Other people going to tell you leave it there because it's going to get more traction. What good is bad traction? Who want 15,000 people say the song ain't no good? If I got 15,000 people say the song ain't no good and I got 5,000 people say it's good, I'm deleting the 15,000. I just want the 5,000 say it's good. At what point you going to promote something that go against you? That's like going outside and saying, who hate me? Whoever hate me, come get in the car and go to the store with me. Listen, man, let's take a break. We're going to finish the conversation, all right? Let me tell you something real talk. And much respect to everybody watching. Much love. Donate to the channel. Do whatever you can. Get whatever you can. Positive energy. Now let me show y'all some real stuff. And salute to Yvette Carnell. Because Yvette the one that got me into reparations, even though she blocked me, because, I was kind of dragging her. I drugged her a little bit. I drugged Tariq a little bit when they was beefing. But, I got love for him. I got a lot of love for Tariq. I got a lot of respect for Yvette. But, I'm too old to be their friend. You know what I'm saying? I'm too old to be their friend. So when they get off base, I got to say what I got to say. You know what I'm saying? The shit rolled downhill. I'm at the top. So, like it or love it or hate it or whatever, I've been doing this when they was in Pampers. So I'm going to show you how I got into reparations. I was sitting at one of my other spots before I had got here. And I'm listening to Yvette talk about reparations. And she talking about reparations, I was sitting here. I had a dresser over here, right? With the dresser I had over here, I had my grandfather's picture sitting on the dresser. So when she was talking about reparations and how they did their ancestors, how they did our ancestors, I looked at the picture of my grandfather. And when I looked at this picture of my grandfather, I could see the struggle. I could think about all the stories my daddy told me that they went through in Alabama. I could think about even my mother went to school with the little girls that was hurt at the church when they bombed the church that passed away. I could think about all they must have went through, because we didn't get free till I was 12 years old. So we didn't get free till 1970. So they was in the heat of it. So I looked across and I seen my grandfather picture, and I'm hearing her talk about they owe us for how they did our ancestors, and then that was it. That was it. Because I look at my grandfather and say how bad they did my grandfather. Now, if you don't think you think you could disrespect this man, disrespect his father, disrespect his grandfather, right? And you think that I'm finna let that slide? Who think I'm finna let any of that slide? And I would like to think that my children and my grandchildren and my great-great-grandchildren, my great-great-grandchildren, if they did me dirty, I would like to think that they would stand up for me. I wouldn't want no great-great-great-grandson like Slim Thug, because he ain't going to stand up for his great-great-granddaddy. He going to be like, the hell with great-great-granddaddy. I'm getting mine. I don't care what they did to him. They ain't talking like a coward. They ain't gonna never pay me for what they did to my great-great-granddaddy, so I'm gonna let it slide. But you calling yourself a Slim Thug when thugs let anything slide. Because from what I understand, Tupac, thug mean the hate they give little infants hurts everybody. Thug life F's everybody. Thug life. The hate they gave little infants F's everybody. So you ain't no thug. You ain't standing on no thug. You ain't standing on what Tupac made it for. So Yvette, the one brought me into the game. But she got me blocked because she got off subject too. She got off subject and got to beefing right during an election time before Biden got in there and dropped the ball. Now Trump is in there. But they had it if she would have stayed focused. But she got to beefing with Tariq because he started FBA. But good thing he did start FBA, because if I got to pick, I'm going to be foundational Black American. I don't want to be no American descendant of slaves, because I don't want to call myself no slave. I'm not a slave. I'm not a descendant of slaves. I'm the descendant of people that was enslaved. They was not slaved. They were slaves. They were enslaved. That's different. They wasn't slaves. I don't come from slaves. I come from people that was enslaved, but they wasn't slaves. That's why you got to pay me reparations, because you got some people and tried to make them be your slaves and try to make us stay a slave. And we ain't no slaves. We come from royalty. We come from the original man, original woman. We so original that some of us was over here already. You understand? Now, I don't hate Slim Thug because he little. He'll go back and retract and he'll be cool with me. Yeah, we ain't no slaves. We was forced, enslaved. We not no slaves. So I ain't gonna finna call myself I ain't no descendant of no slaves. I'm a descendant of this man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a descendant of this man. I'm not no descendant of no slaves. I'm descendant of that man on my father's side, my father's father. And I'm a descendant of my mother's father, who I ain't got a picture of, but I got my mother's grandmother that was born in 1876, just a few years after slavery. Just a few years after slavery, she was born. Think about that. Slavery ended in 1865. She was born 11 years later. So what was her parents? Now, think about this. I went down south and was at her house. I'm born in 1976, right? I'm born in 1958. I graduated high school in 1976. So when I graduated high school, she was 100 years old, right? She lived to be 117. So you can see that if I'm born in 1958, I was actually going to her house, hanging out in her house. My grandfather on my mother's side lived here, and she lived up the road right there on the same side of the road. And we would go stay at my grandfather's house, and then we would go stay at my great-grandmother's house. And we would stay there for 3-4 days. So my mother could visit. This is my mother's grandmother. And my mother's grandmother was born right after slavery. She was born 11 years after slavery, which we were still in slavery in some places where there was nobody to free us. And we were still sharecropping, and we were still being misused and abused. And we did not get free until she was 94 years old. We didn't get free until 1970. When you all were free, I was 12 years old. I was born in 1958. You wasn't free in 1958. That's why you had the Martin Luther King riots, and that's why you had the Civil Rights Movement. You wasn't free. I wasn't born free. I was born under Jim Crow. I wasn't free. When I was born. You wasn't free when I was born. So don't let nobody tell you it was no long time ago. It wasn't no long time ago. It wasn't no long time ago. Okay? People are giving you young people the wrong information, the wrong history. It was not a long time ago. It was yesterday. It was yesterday. And that's an absolute fact. It was yesterday. Yeah, we only been free 54. Yeah. Yeah. What's going on, Mr. Mind Over Matter? We just got free. Go read this book. And now they got the new Jim Crow, where they can get European officers and they can lock up all your children and all your sons for all type of bogus crimes. They could deprive the community of jobs, deprive you of opportunity, deprive you of an education that's going to make you grow, and then take the people that fall off in society and put them in prison. So you create a society that's going to create a bunch of crime. Then you make money off that crime because you create a society that create a bunch of crime. Because when you create a society and you make it where a black man and a black woman can't be themselves and they got to emulate a European culture to be successful, a lot of black men, the rebel in them, they ain't gonna do it. They ain't gonna want to speak perfect English. They ain't gonna want to do what they got to do to make it in society because they can't be themselves. Because you got dress codes and you got everything based on the European principles. That's why we fighting for you to even have your hair. Because they don't even want to hire you with your hair. You understand? They don't even want to hire you with your hair. This is what I went through. You understand? So in order for me to work for them, I had to bow down. I had to bow down to work for them. And if I didn't want to bow down, then I can't be hired. Just like that. If I don't want to bow down, then I can't work for them. I had to bow down. This is why so many brothers and sisters is frustrated about their life, and they don't understand why they're so frustrated. And they're frustrated because it's unnatural to them. But they need it to survive. They got to pay their bills. So they got to pay their bills, but it's all unnatural to them. So our people become very frustrated. They become frustrated because they doing something that ain't natural. That's what we have to do to survive. And reparations will create a situation where we won't have to do that no more. And this is why the system don't want to give us reparations. They don't want to give us reparations because they don't want us to be able to create our own. Because once we create our own, we can free ourselves from all the mental stuff that they be trying to push. That's what this whole war is all about that we going through. That's what it's all about in a nutshell. They don't want you to have no type of way of doing for yourself, because then you'll be able to create a whole nother society. And when you start creating a whole nother society, then they can't make as much money off of you. They make the most money off of you when they have you under Jim Crow, the new Jim Crow. It's all economics. So this is why we pushing the Crown Act to say our people, we got our own hair and we got a right to work a job with our hair, and you can't put no dress code on us that don't fit our culture. Okay? All right? So support the Crown Act in every state so we can get that national. Because under Trump, they're going to roll everything back. You understand? Now, I ain't going to hate on no black people that voted for Trump because black people pushed Trump. The blacks that voted for Trump, they was looking at the economics. They was like, dude, going to bring some economics. And that's still yet to be seen. It could possibly happen. But he has pushed a lot of WS with that and have empowered WS heavy. So on one hand, even if he do bring economical development, you're going to be in danger because he's empowered hate groups. That's what he done. Now you got to ask yourself, is the money worth the hate? Because he definitely empowered hate groups. You understand? Definitely. So the brothers and sisters that's living in smaller cities, y'all better really get together. And you read between the lines. You see what happened in that one city where they showed up and what the brothers and sisters had to do. And this whole stuff is under their system, so I can't even talk freely. That just show you what's really going on. I can't even say to you what I really want to say. But I'm telling you, if you ain't in those cities like a Chicago or maybe Houston or none of the cities got a big black population, you need to be careful. I'm just telling you. And we need to still unite. And so reparations is a good practice because you young people, it's 2025, right? This is modern day 1960. You are in the 1960 era, the next level. We had the 1960s, then we had the 80s. That's when I come up through the game. And the 80s, 1960s was about getting some type of order and respect for us. Okay? The 80s, my generation from the 80s, we were about keeping that respect. Okay? So my generation wasn't about getting respect. My generation was about keeping it like that, not letting my group come up and play with us. So we held it down as long as we can, but we older now. But my generation was about standing on business, keeping it the same way it is, basically. So we held the line in the 80s. That was the next black movement, 60s and the 80s, right? Then when the 80s went to the 90s and everything dwindled, that left y'all a whole new situation. You understand? So now y'all got to stand back on business like the 60s. Then the next group behind y'all got to stand on business like the 80s. Because it's a whole different group of people and they trying to push the line on you. They're not playing. All them politicians, Trump's politicians and all them people they put in the military, all of that, they're not playing. They're not playing. They're not playing. And so what we got to let them know, we're not playing either. We're not playing either. We're not playing. And so we cannot be weak on reparations. We cannot be weak on nothing we standing on. Period. If Target want to act funny, then the heck with Target. Like where my office is here, there's a Target I go to all the time. And now I got to try to figure out how not to go to that Target. You seen them boys missing down there in Georgia? Yeah, I seen that. I seen it missing. They found them 80 miles away in the mountains. It's all the way up, especially in the South. Especially in the South and out there in the West, Denver and all out there. Oh, it's up. The smaller places where they can catch you on the outskirts. When they can catch you on the outskirts in Ohio, on the outskirts of Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, where they can catch you in the outskirts. Because all you got is Atlanta, and I keep telling them, but Atlanta is in Georgia. And once you leave Atlanta, it ain't sweet. It's only sweet in Atlanta. You understand? I'm telling you. And so being weak on reparations is just making people want to punk you because you showing people you have no unity. So Young Thug got on there and say, we don't got no unity. That's what he basically told the world, that we ain't standing on nothing, that I'll go against the grain and I'll say my own people begging and disrespect my own people. He disrespect his own people. He said, I'm begging, which I got a personal problem with it, because when you say we should be begging for reparations and I'm asking for reparations, you're talking to me. Period. So now when you come to town, I got to deal with the elements and think and see if my guardian angel going to tell me to go to your show or not, or tell me to stand down. Because I go to your show. And when I go to your show in Chicago, I'm VIP. So I'll be backstage. Because I'm going to make the calls and goes with the guys. The bosses and move and shake. I call them, hey, man, I know you're going to that show. I'm going. All right, bro. And then I had to go and be like, listen, Young Thug, I ain't going to go on no gangster stuff. I'm like, bro, go back and change what you said about reparations, bro. You know what I'm saying? I support you in everything, bro, but you got to change that because you done told these people I'm begging. Why you tell them people I'm begging and he ain't never looked at it like that? I know. He only damn OG. Yeah, bro, you said stop begging and I'm asking for reparations. You told these people I'm begging. Then I'm going to say, look at the guys. Do we look like we would beg you if we had a problem? It's a long way from the back to the stage to the door, bro. As my man 607 Unc would say on GDBD Vice Lord. And that's really real over here. Over here, it really would be on GDBD Vice Lord, Blackstone, and Folklore. It'll be on all that, bro. Like, don't do that, bro. Don't do that because you're making it hard. Because you see at the rap show, I got to get all these brothers in reparations. They ain't on it either. So I'm expecting Slim Thug help me with these brothers. Because they not on it because the streets ain't on nothing. The streets ain't on nothing. So those of us on the internet, we got a responsibility to push the line so we can get it to trickle down to the streets. But you can't go to these uneducated brothers and be like, stop begging, because they're going to believe that. They're going to believe you begging. You're supposed to teach the young brothers you can't beg for no debt owed. When you run off with the pack and I'm telling you, you got to pay me for it, I'm begging? So stop saying we begging for, how you begging for a debt? That ain't making no sense to me. So any brothers out here against reparation, you can't trust them. Because as a black man in America, when your people say something, you just ride with it. In other words, Target right there, I want to go to Target. But black folks say don't go. So I got to try to figure out a way to do what y'all say y'all don't want to do, even though I ain't thinking about it like that. But I got a responsibility. The rest of y'all say don't go. So we get to a point that even if you ain't with a movement, if you see your people with a movement, you just go along with it. You're supposed to go along with it. Even if you ain't standing on it, you're supposed to go along with the people. Like, I'm not a woman. So if black women say, oh, they want to do this and that because the system this and that, I'm not a woman, but I'm going to stand on it. I'm not going to say, well, I don't go to beauty shops anyway, so whatever. I'm going to still take my woman to the beauty shop. No, if y'all sisters start a movement, we ain't going here, we ain't doing that, then that's just what it is. It can't always be what I want it to be. Sometimes you can be a part of a movement, but you always got to be the supporter of a movement. You never go against a movement. Never. Don't cross the picket line. You never publicly go against a movement that your people pushing a movement. Ever. When you see your people say they want reparations, then it is what it is. You understand? The brother said we need our own Target, Walmart, and Amazon. You're right. But the only way you can get your own Target, Walmart, and Amazon, you got to have unity. If you ain't got unity, you ain't going to never have it. We need unity. That's what we need. Everything we ain't got is because the black man is argumentative and he will not ride. He always wants to argue. He won't just say, okay. Too many black men think it's cute to go against the movement because they're protected by the European power structure. If you wasn't protected by the power structure, you wouldn't speak against it because you would have to pay. But you know you ain't got to pay because you know they got the power structure and they going to protect you. They going to say you got the right to go against because they don't care. But now when the law get laid down on the Trump side, they ain't got the right to go against Trump. Because if they go against Trump, they're going to all get fired. They're going to all lose their job. So white America, they can't go against Trump. If you go against Trump, you're going to get fired. You're going to lose your job. They're going to sick the police on you. And they're going to say you're a traitor. Because they're going to say Trump trying to make America great again. And you going against trying to make America great again. And you a sellout. That's what they're going to say. Everybody done bowed to them. Except a couple of news, but a lot of them done bowed already. They done bowed to it. Look, they shutting down all the black landmarks where the Freedom Riders was on the bus. They finna get rid of that. They getting rid of a lot of black history. They're gonna get rid of a lot of stuff because they want revenge for all of those statues that was taken down. When they took down all them statues and of all them European historical Americans and said, no, they was a slave on this and took that down, now they finna do the same thing. They're going to take down all that Martin Luther King, they're going to take all that down. They don't take all that down. And if you try to get an independent, if Trump say want to take it down, and then you get somebody to buy it, they ain't gonna do nothing but come and deface it now, because he done already sent them a dog whistle that is already up. So when it's already up, somebody told me some brother was on social media talking against reparations. There was a whole bunch of them. I said, they foul, they out of line. They're out of line. Black Malone says, our responsibility to learn and teach our history. You're right, it's our responsibility to learn and teach our history. But the problem with history is we never finish and take it to the future. We just stay on history. So the problem with history is we just do history, but history ain't gonna feed us. So we want to talk about history. So we want to talk about history. We want to spread history. And then we want a sister to get up and go to the Koreans to get her hair done. And I'm saying, well, what good is history when you're going to get your hair done to look like the same people that you're talking against in history? So history ain't doing no good. Because here you is with a weave and shit talking about history. And you was a victim from history, and you want to talk about history while still being a victim of history. You're a victim of history. The black woman is a victim of history. That's why she's ashamed of her hair. Nappy hair, kinky hair is bad to you. Who taught you that? You are not beautiful unless your hair is straight. So what good is history going to do when you still straightening your hair? Because you're not there. You're not there. You're not there. We done been weak. We've been weak for a long time. Okay? All right, you're not there, black people. You're not there. You've been weak for a long time. You're not there. You're not there. You've been fell off. Your most powerful era was this era. And ever since you fell off, you never got back. You never got back. You never got back to what you were supposed to get back to. You never got back. Once you fell off, you've never got back to your glory. Okay? And when you don't get back to your glory, it's a certain things you just ain't going to do, and it's a certain amount of respect you're not going to get. Until you get back to your glory. That's the only way you're going to get the respect. You got to get back to your glory. If you don't get back to your glory, you ain't going to never get no respect. It is what it is. You got to get back. We never could catch back up to the 80s. We tried. To the 60s. We tried, but we could never get back to the 60s. You tried to do, Black Americans tried to do a bootleg version of being pro-black. You watered it down. You watered it down, and you tried to think that posting on social media and running your mouth would suffice from real actions. So that's why you got so many sisters with the perm and stuff in their head talking the talk, but they don't look right. They don't look right. They look funny. You talking the talk, but you ain't really standing on it. You ain't standing on the principles. So you began to tear down your own philosophies. You began to tear down your power that got you to where you at. You ain't standing on, what really make you powerful. For all nations, what make them powerful is the way they look. This is how they know that the Chinese not playing. This is how they know that the people from India are not playing. And once they get you to water that down, then they looking at you like you playing. And they just not gonna respect you. Because you have to have a cultural identity. And anytime a person look at you and they know that identity reflecting them, they winning. Not only are they winning socially, they win economically. Because they can't make no money off of you with hair if you use your own hair. They can only make money off of you with hair and send billions of dollars out the country with hair if you're trying to wear somebody else's hair. Now, them people don't want to wear your hair, but you want to wear theirs. So you always going to be, you ain't going to never be nothing really because you following. So anytime you following other cultures and you don't have no cultural identity, you gone. This is how China got in power. Because the person that ran China said, listen, we're not doing none of that no more. We doing Chinese. Everything over here got to be Chinese. Chinese clothes, Chinese language, Chinese hair, Chinese food, Chinese everything. This is what they did in China to make China the superpower it is today. And anytime you following somebody else, then you weaker than them. You weaker than them. If your woman want to put blonde hair in her hair, she following them. Look, he said, I could have swore. You see that? Now y'all been watching me. Look at that. And this is a person in their mind, some kind of way. Days, I don't know. You guys say, look what you got to go through. This is TG Brotherhood. And somewhere, I don't know where he get this from. He said he could have swore, but he can't give me no details. He said he could have. He could have. Why didn't you swear? Listen, he said he could have. Okay. He said, I could have swore. Why didn't you swear? Why you could have? Because if you could have, that also means you didn't. So why didn't you swear? Why you just could have? Why you just didn't come and say you was against reparations? Because you don't know what you're talking about. I'm really one of the first people pushing reparations. What is he talking about? He said he could have sworn, but he might got me mixed up with somebody else. In all fairness, he might be thinking about somebody else. He might be thinking about somebody else. Man, I was pushing reparations before YouTube. Unbelievable. Man, I'm 67 years old. I was pushing reparations before YouTube. Hold on. Let me show y'all something. He just gave me opportunity to show y'all some history. Let me show y'all some history. Let me show y'all some history. Let me show you some history. This is me back as a shorty, as a roster. What do rosters teach? Rosters teach what? Reparations, repatriation, and restitution. Reparations, repatriation, and rehabilitation. That's a part of roster. So somebody say, wasn't you pushing repatriation? That's roster's teaching. Reparation, repatriation, and rehabilitation. That's as a young roster, we was pushing reparations. Right, Sage. That's roster philosophy is reparations, repatriation, and rehabilitation. All of that. Because you ain't got no reparations. You ain't got no repatriation without reparations. So if a man tear up something, you just don't go back to where he tear up. He got to fix it. So we've always pushed that France and England and them owe Africa reparations. There's like 13 to 16 countries in West Africa paying France reparations. Haiti is paying France reparations. So there's no revolutionaries that's against reparations. We saying, why are we paying them reparations? France supposed to be paying Haiti reparations. Now, this is something I've been teaching as a shorty. So when you get somebody up here to, I could have swore you was against reparations, they sound crazy. Because I was doing reparations before there was YouTube, before there was MySpace, before there was the internet. I'm really that in the game. So you don't even know me. You know me back then? You know what I'm saying? No, they not paying. They paying themselves as they can't pay me or nothing. How you gonna pay me when I'm the artist and I'm the one got the paintbrush? You can't pay me. You can't pay me. My history's already etched in stone. You just be looking crazy. You can't pay me as nothing. How you gonna pay me as something? How old is you? You ain't old enough to pay me. You're a baby. You can't paint me. I've been a revolutionary. I've been standing on stuff. Ain't been to the barber shop. I ain't had a haircut in 47 years. I ain't ate no meat in 47 years. So how you gonna paint me on something? I've been standing. That's what I do. Stand on business. I'm Mr. Stand on business. I'm Mr. Stand on business. I've been standing on anything black people want. I've been standing on it. I ain't never went against nothing black people want. I've been standing on stop apartheid in South Africa, free Mandela, and all that. So for somebody to say I could have swore you was against reparations, no, you would have swore wrong. You like a Lou Rawls song. If I woulda, coulda, shoulda. That's what folks. You sound like a fool. You don't even know nothing about me. So you tell me I could have swore something. Yeah, you could have. That don't mean you know what the hell you're talking about. You know what I mean? That shit ain't gonna work. He just looked like a fool. He just embarrassed himself. You can't listen. You can't do nothing to me. I'm the destroyer. I destroy your whole reputation. You can't do nothing to me. Because everybody, when they watch it and they say, Pharaoh, I could have sworn you was against reparations. Everybody gonna laugh at you. They're gonna be like, what? They're gonna be like, what is he talking about? When everybody know, right? Everybody know I'm Mr. Pay Black Americans. Everybody know that. Everybody know this me right here. So that's a person that's against reparations themselves. But they trying to come up with the fumble. You understand? They can't do, listen, all publicity is good publicity. So if you say, boom, man, Pharaoh used to be against reparations, then everybody going to go to pay Black Americans. You can't fight the facts. All you do is just make the facts be well known. They're going to do their research and say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You can't. The only person can ruin my reputation is me by doing something foul. You can't ruin nobody's reputation. They can only ruin their own reputation. Your reputation precedes you. So your reputation is what people know you from. So if you're one person trying to say something, that can't do none of my reputation, because when you get outside on the streets, they're going to check you on that. They're going to be like, who? Pharaoh? Oh, no, you tripping. I don't need nobody got my back. My back, I don't need none of that. I'm known all across the world already before the internet. I'm really that. The internet can't do nothing. The internet can't do nothing. The internet can't do nothing to me. I can only do something for myself if I do something crazy and then they post that on the internet, yeah. But somebody making up stuff, that can't do nothing really. So I don't need nobody get my back or nothing like that. That's just nonsense. That like they can't do nothing. I lived in Hawaii. I lived in LA. I'm raised in Chicago. I've been all across the country and shit. I know more people than this in this chat. I've really been outside. You can't, you know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, it ain't even safe. It ain't even safe to be talking crazy about me if you talk to the wrong person. If you run up on the wrong person, that's gonna go bad for you. I'm just telling you, talking crazy about me is dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't even know Pharaoh. So a lot of people that know me don't know Pharaoh. They're gonna be, who you talking about? They're gonna go look at, oh, Stu? No, Stu ain't on that. Or Ramesses? No, Ramesses ain't on that. Or Akhenaton? Because I got a lot of names. Everybody don't know me by Pharaoh. Pharaoh is pretty new. It's always been my name, but I never used it. I only been using that about 20, 25 years, about 25 years when I had got married. That's when I started using Pharaoh. I only started using Pharaoh when I got out the county jail. Everybody called me Ramesses. If you go way back to the late 70s, they called me Akhenaton, but mostly everybody was calling me Ramesses, my middle name. My first name just a title. Pharaoh is the name I got because every time they call me for court, they say Pharaoh. So that's when dudes on the deck say, your real name, Pharaoh? So I'm so big out here. When I got out of jail, a whole lot of people on the west side and in the south side and the east side and the north side, they was like, what up, Pharaoh? What up, Pharaoh? What up, Pharaoh? So then when I met the queen, she said, what's your name? I said, Pharaoh, because all the dudes I was around was calling me Pharaoh. I didn't say Ramesses. But in L.A., they know me as Ramesses. And in Chicago, they know this one is Ramesses. Well, Akhenaton before I changed my name legally. Changed my name legally to Ramesses. And so the internet is a baby. The internet not as powerful as y'all think it is. You know what I'm saying? The internet's not as powerful as y'all think it is. The streets is more powerful than the internet. You know what I'm saying? And we pushing reparations all the time. I'm really, if you go to TikTok, Pay Blacks, I'm really probably at the forefront of reparations, to be honest with you. To be honest with you, I'm really one of the top reparations people out here, to be honest. As far as getting the word out here, if you think I'm lying, there go to TikTok right there. What it say? 15,000 followers, 122,000 likes. And I ain't even been there that long. I ain't even been over there that long. I'm pretty much dominating TikTok. I got 15,000 subscribers. I've probably been over there like about a year. 124,000 likes. I probably got the most reparations videos on TikTok on my soul. So I'm like I'm up there, you know what I'm saying? Now he said reparations for all blacks. Yeah, we want reparations all over the world. We want reparations for the brothers in the Caribbean. We want reparations from England for Jamaica. We want reparations for Africa, from all the different countries that have been exploiting Africa. We want reparations for the brothers and sisters in the Congo that's supposed to get their reparations. Yeah, and a lot of reparations is owned all over the world. So I support all reparations. I can only fight for my reparations here, but I support the brothers in Jamaica or the Jamaican brothers that's fighting for their reparations. I support that. I support the brothers from Haiti that's fighting for their reparations. I support the brothers in West Africa fighting for their reparations, the Congo. I support all that. But every group, because we fighting against different people, we can't fight together. So we can't fight together for reparations because we want reparations for the United States, whereas my Jamaican brethren, they want it from Britain. So I can't really protest Britain. They got to protest Britain. You know what I'm saying? The brothers in West Africa, they got to protest England and France and Spain and Portugal, like that. So even though we all got reparations, we got to fight them separately because we getting them from different people. So when you see these movements talking about we all, some people are saying we should fight for it globally, but that's going to be too complicated. Everybody, if this man owe me money and that man owe you money, you got to go get your money from that man and I got to get my money from this man. But I support all the movements. So some people think they think it's a contradiction for me to be uh, part of the whole African thing and be FBA, but it's not really a contradiction. It's to me, it's not a contradiction to be FBA and Pan African. It's not a contradiction because in real life, you are a lot of things. For example, I'm in Chicago, so I have to fight for certain rights in Chicago, certain laws in Chicago. I'm in Cook County. I got to fight for certain rights in Cook County, right? I'm in Illinois. I got to fight for certain rights in Illinois. Then I'm in the United States. I got to fight for certain rights in the United States. So that's 4 fights right there because things could happen in Chicago that really ain't got nothing to do with Illinois. So they could try to pass some type of ordinance or something in Chicago, and that's a specific fight I got to fight for in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So it's like brethren in Jamaica, not only do they got to fight for reparations, they got issues in Jamaica where they taking their beaches from them and all that. So they got fights, just Jamaican fights in Jamaica. And they got to concentrate on that. They can't concentrate globally. It'd be crazy to ask a Jamaican to concentrate globally when they can't even go to their own beaches. So they got to concentrate on that. You know what I'm saying? All their natural resources, they up there in the mountain taking all their stuff. What they up there drilling for, Ijavan, they up in the mountain trying to drill for, I forgot what it was, but it's getting all in the water and everything. So they going to try to take over the mountain to get this natural resource. And then the toxins is going into the water and is running from the highlands down into the water. Bauxite, yeah. They're in Jamaica trying to get all the bauxite, and they going up there in the sacred lands up in the mountains where all the water run down. And all this toxic stuff is getting in there. It's bauxite dust. It's dust from the places where they're getting it. All on people's windowsill. Like in Jamaica, they got to get up and they got to get rid of all the dust. They got to get rid of everything. They got to get rid of all the dust that's falling. They got to get rid of all of that. They got to get rid of all the dust. They got to get rid of all them problems they having in Jamaica, where they is up there destroying their land. They got to get rid of all of that. You know what I'm saying? So we got like global problems. We got global problems. We got international problems, which is global. We got problems in each country. Then we got problems in each state. Then we got problems in each county and problems in each city. So typically we always battling a lot of battles. And reparation is a battle based on the country. You know what I'm saying? So reparation is a national battle for Black Americans. It's a national battle to get the reparations. See what I'm saying? On the social media, which we got an opportunity to really put our information out on the social media. And so when it comes to beefing, when it comes back and forth with brothers, don't do that, because that's not going to get us reparations. So when you got brothers, they want to come in your chat, they want to go back and forth, that's not progressive. That's not going to do nothing for you. Most of these people that's going to come in your chat stuff, talk crazy, you ain't going to never really see them outside like that. So that's a distraction, because you're going to end up arguing with somebody with a fake name and all that. And then that's a distraction. I get it all the time. I get brothers come with a fake name. Right then I already know I already know you ain't nothing. Because when you standing on certain type of gangster mentality, you ain't gonna be on the internet. So once I see you on the internet, I already know you're a punk. Like I don't got time. You know what I'm saying? And even in real life, on the side note, if you outside and somebody from the internet step to you, try to walk away. Don't you don't you put yourself in beefs and stuff and throw your life away and crash out for some weirdo. Don't crash out like that over some people doing all this. If they don't put their hands on you, it ain't nothing to talk about. Walk away. You got to know when to walk away because money talks and bullshit walks. And when you're on bullshit, I got to walk. If you're talking about some money, then we can talk. It's that simple. If you ain't talking about no money, if it don't make dollars, it don't make no sense. So I don't do internet beefs. I don't do none of that. I live in Chicago. I don't do internet beefs. We losing a lot of young brothers because of internet beef. You understand? We want to be focused on reparations so we could build a strong reparations movement, and then we could start directing these shorties into reparation movement, give them some sense or something. And then if they ain't even in it, if we build a strong enough movement, we could get it without everybody. That's another thing I want to touch on. You don't need everybody to get reparations. You just need the movement to be strong. And then your strong movement represents everybody as representative. So we just need to build a strong representation for reparation. And we have to know that when we get reparations for Black Americans that don't even know about it, they're going to appreciate it once they get it. Sometimes you're not a hero until you accomplish the mission. So even a Black person that's against reparations, if I get them a check, they're going to say, my bad. My bad. You was right. This check changed my life. So when you're on the point of leadership, we just trying to build a strong coalition. And you build a strong coalition by just promoting the coalition. You don't promote nothing against your coalition. So you don't post nobody that go against what you're trying to push, because here's the system. Here's what you're trying to push. Here's the people against you trying to push. The battle is between what you're trying to push and who you're trying to push it to. You can't get distracted with these people are irrelevant. So any Black person talking against reparations, they ain't got your money. So if Johnny owe me $5,000 and I'm trying to get my $5,000 and Tommy talking but don't owe me no money, why would I waste time with Tommy? All I can tell Tommy is, be glad you don't owe me no money. That's for all you Blacks against reparations. I can tell you personally, just be glad you don't personally owe me no money. Because I know you talk about reparations, but let's talk about me and you. Be glad you don't owe me no money. Because all that talking won't make no difference if you owed me some money. So don't worry about us trying to get our money from the government. Just be glad you don't owe me now. That's all you brothers against reparations. Be glad you don't owe me a quarter. Because then you'll see how I'll collect from you. Don't worry about me trying to collect from the government. Just make sure I don't ever got to collect from you. Okay? Just make sure I ain't got to collect from you. But when we block them out, and then we got a strong coalition, then we'll get the money for everybody. So you don't build no coalition with everybody. You build a strong coalition with everybody that's with the coalition. So with reparations, we trying to gather everybody that's with it. We not trying to gather you if you're not with it. We trying to hide you if you're not with it. We trying to take you out the circle. So never let nobody come in your circle against it, because Then that's three different entities. You got the government and the big corporations that took our money. Then you got us trying to get our money. Then you got these weirdos that saying we shouldn't get it, but they irrelevant because they ain't got the money. So why would you highlight them? So that's why the only reason I push this is because Willie D is standing on business. If it wasn't for Willie D, I never would have mentioned Slim Thug. I never would have mentioned how Slim Thug looking not so intelligent and looking like a traitor. I'm only talking about this because Willie D stood on business for real, and shut Slim Thug down and made all perfect points. So go watch this debate between Willie D and Slim Thug. It's chopped up. Willie D chopped up just that part. And you see Willie D stood on 100% business. I got a lot of respect for Willie D. And even and then I'm not against Slim Thug because Slim Thug probably gonna go and feel like he shouldn't have said that. And I'm pretty sure that Slim Thug is gonna go and look at it and say, I don't look good in this. You know what I'm saying? Because he really didn't help himself. He made a lot of enemies. I wouldn't say enemies, but he made a lot of people lose respect for him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people lost respect for him. But I ain't really lose respect for him because of Willie D. And if you watch it, Willie D was trying to school him. So it wouldn't be cool for me to hate on Slim Thug until I find out if he been schooled. If he been schooled. Did Willie D, because at the end he kept saying, I understand what you said. You're 100% right. Because he was telling Willie B, like, we got to stop begging. And Willie D, like, we not begging, we demand it. We fighting for this. Everything we got, we fought for it. Ain't nobody gave us nothing. And Slim Thug was like, you right, exactly. So let Slim Thug go back, think about it. No, I ain't going to disrespect the brother like that. I'm not going to say that about the brother like that because let me explain something to you, maybe. We, as people that be teaching and push to the community, our job is to teach brothers. So if I'm talking to a brother and a brother's talking this and I'm talking that, I still got to give him time to absorb what I'm trying to get. So I ain't going to disrespect Slim Thug like that because I got to give him time to grow. He was talking about something that he really didn't know what he was talking about. He didn't know the facts. Our job is to bring him into the fold if we can, not just disrespect the brother like that. Give him time to go back and see, okay, I see what they saying, because it was clear he didn't understand what reparations was, and he didn't understand the principle about reparations, and he had the wrong concept. Like a lot of black men, they think you begging. But they don't know you can't beg for something that's owed. Nowhere in the streets, if you demand what you owe, there's nowhere in the streets where that's called begging. That has never been called begging when somebody owe you something. And then Slim Thug was saying, these people ain't gonna never give us nothing. So he don't understand we gonna get it. So like Willie D told him, that's what they said about slavery. They said slavery would never end. But because black people was pushing to abolish slavery, it happened. So we don't believe in can't. We don't, black people in America, we never made it based on can't. Everything you benefit from was because we know we could. And when you start teaching can't, you're teaching the wrong things to the youth. I'm never going to tell a youth we can't get what we want to get. We gon' get what we want. Ain't no can't. Don't teach that. Because even if you're teaching the young black people that they can't get reparations, then they're gonna adapt the mentality of can't, and now they're gonna apply that can't to other things. They're gonna start thinking they can't do this, they can't do that. We don't teach can't. We don't teach that. We teach our children you can get what you want. And you have to believe you can get what you want. And you have to go to get what you want. You cannot let nobody tell you can't. Okay? It's like you a young brother. You going to party. Y'all all going to party. It's the finest woman in there. A whole lot of brothers think they can't talk to her because she's so beautiful. But the one that believe he can pull her is the one going to pull her. The one that ain't going to get her is the one don't believe he can get her. But the one believe, man, let me go holler at her. That's the one going to end up with her. You can't get nowhere in this world with the can't. It's the wrong concept for business, music, relationships, social issues. Can't is a bad word. It's a bad word. It's the mentality of a loser. And when we say that America ain't going to give us reparations, we saying America's more powerful than us, and we ain't got no power. So that's the problem with Slim Thug. He's saying America, we ain't got no power. But then on the other hand, he's saying you can go get all these houses and you can do all this business. Well, if we ain't got no power, they're going to take your houses. They're going to take your business. I mean, make it make some sense. Make it make some sense. And I was born in 1958, and everything we got since I was born, we took it. We demanded it. They didn't give us nothing. I don't know nothing that Black Americans got. Everything we got, we stood up and got it. Everything. Everything we got, we stood up and got it. Nobody gave us nothing. I want you young Black people to understand that and know your history. Ain't nobody gave us nothing, okay? Nothing. Nothing. So when you listen to these people talking all crazy and talking about, what the system ain't gonna do, do not pass that to your children. Let them teach their children that. Because if you got the concept that you ain't got the power to give something that was owed to your people, but you can go in business and be successful, then you got a messed up concept. Because if you believe that they so powerful that they ain't got to give you what they're owed, if a man ain't got to give you what they owe you, they could take what you got. So if Slim Thug don't believe that we can get what's owed, what make him think he could keep what he got? What he got, they could take it if he believe they that powerful. If he believe they that powerful, then everything he doing is for nothing because they could take it. They could take it from him. These is absolute facts. If you don't believe that you can get what you want, we're not teaching that. We're not teaching that in no type of way to our children, no kind of way. Black Americans, we made it off of what we can do. That's how we made it. We never made it off of what we can't do. Never. We never made it off of what we can't do. That's something we cannot allow for nobody to put the mentality into our people that some feat is too big for us. That's not Black American history. Not that I know of. Where is that Black American history? Because I'm confused. How is that Black American history? In what kind of way? Show me in our history where we ever believed we couldn't do nothing. Make that make some sense. Because we couldn't sit on the front of the bus. But she did it. And if she didn't do what you believe couldn't be done, you wouldn't be able to sit on the bus, front of the bus right now. It took a Black woman, and this is the second one. Another sister did it first and got in trouble. But this Black woman, the one that made it national, because MLK stepped in to blow it up. If she didn't think that I could sit where I want to sit, if she would have believed it was hopeless, where we would have got? Where we would have got in history if we believed everything was hopeless. Then no, they ain't gonna never let us sit. This is a Slim Thug. They ain't gonna never let us sit on that front of that bus. That's what he said. His mentality was, they ain't gonna let us. He said they not gonna let us. But what he don't know a lot about history, because everything we got, we demanded it. Ain't nobody let us do nothing. We did what we was gonna do. And we stood up and we went and made it happen. They didn't give these Black people nothing. These Black people went outside and got what they wanted. These is the people doing the bus strike in Alabama. Do it look like somebody gave them something, or do it look like they went and took it? Our freedom, we took our freedom. We took our freedom. There was a lot of rebellions. It was beginning to be not safe to have us as slaves. Blacks had been running away and leaving. What do you think the Underground Railroad was? So we never made it. Your ancestors never made it based on can't. That's why Barack Obama is great. Because his whole slogan was, yes, we can, which is over Black people's head, the first Black president. And brothers don't even give him no respect for that. You know how big of a feat that was? You understand? You know how big of a feat that was? That was a big feat. That wasn't nothing small. That was a big feat. We've always done that. So I just wanted to come over here and encourage the young people. Let's push for reparations. Let's stick together. And let's push for reparations and ignore the opposition and never highlight your opposition. So if you're trying to start a cookie company and you go online and you say, I'm starting a cookie company, and people come over there and say, that's great, that's great, that's great, that's great. And somebody come over and say, it ain't going to work. Don't talk to them, delete the comment. Because those comments, other people reading them. And you only want people to read what? That's great. Those are the best cookies. You're going to be successful. That's what you want everybody to read. You don't promote your opposition. So I got people want to say, well, Pharaoh, you don't let nobody else say nothing on your live because I'm not going to promote you. I'm not going to promote you going against me. It don't work like that. You going against me. Why would I let you live over here? You got to go on your own page and go against me and build an audience to go against me. But you think I'm going to build an audience and I'm going to go live and I'm going to spend my time for you to come over here in front of something I built and go against me on my platform? No, you have to go against me on your platform and then get your audience and work like I'm working. I'm not going to work over here to get an audience for you to get in front of my audience and teach the opposite what I'm teaching or talk against me. Who do that? I'm not finna do that. So they're like, you got to show everybody's opinion. No, I don't. I'm over here to push my line. I'm not over here to push your line. You, such a man, go push your line. Go build your audience and push your line. I'm not going to come over there. But don't think I'm going to build no audience for no fool. You got to go and build a fool page and talk like a fool on your fool account. You can't come over here. And that's on the internet and outside. Outside, if being the guys outside, you can't come and stand around us and saying the opposite we got and antagonizing us. So a lot of you brothers is doing stuff on the internet that you can't do in real life. In real life, you got to go around your own with that. You cannot walk up into a bunch of brothers and say everything opposite from what they own. That's not real in the real world. It doesn't happen like that. You cannot walk up to 10 Bloods talking about Crips run everything. You got to go around the Crips with the Crip talk and the Bloods with the blood talk. But y'all think you can come over here and this blood and you think you can come talk about Crips. That's my best example I could give you. Not only I got the floor, I'm keeping it real, Hawkeye. It's not just about the floor. This is how it is in real life. They coming over on social media doing stuff that's not real. It's not about that I got the floor. It's not real. I'm keeping it how it is for real in real life. In real life, you cannot go into no group of people that's got something going and be against it. You can't do that. Not in real life. Go to a Trump rally and talk against Trump. What they gonna do? They're gonna throw you out. They're gonna throw you out. They're not gonna let you come to his rally screaming him down. That's all fake. And then people get mad because I keep it really real, how it really is. The internet is real if you real. The internet is fake if you fake. The internet is real if you real. Pharaoh said that is real. Everybody over here is real. Life is what you make it. So if your internet real, then your show is real. If your internet fake, then your show is fake. Over here is real. Mark, over here is real. You understand? This is my real face. Okay? Mark, is this a fake face? Is this a fake face? Do I got a fake name? So my channel, Pharaoh said that, is real. This is as real as it get. Are you real? No. No, you're not real because you got a fake picture and nobody know who the hell you is. How you going to be real with a fake picture? But you're not the internet. You're just a weirdo over here talking stupid. So now you're not real because if you was real, you wouldn't be blocked till tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. I'm real. That's why you can't talk no more over here. You're not real. because you ain't on your own channel. I'm real. You just got a weirdo name. No, you're not real. I got no proof you who you is. You phony, but you're not the internet. Over here, I'm the internet. I'm this internet. I'm the Pharaoh said that internet. So when you come on Pharaoh said that internet is real, because I'm the realest alive. Yep. And it's so real, you can't say nothing else till tomorrow. I'm just saying, that's how real it gets. It's that real. It's so real, I just told you, shut up talking to me. Now, I don't get no realer than that. I just banished you from my kingdom until tomorrow. And if you come back tomorrow, you're going to be banished permanently, and you're going to have to get another fake account to come back and troll and get banished and troll and get banished until you can't get no more email accounts, because they won't let you get so many email accounts. Then you're going to be just gone. So now you're not real, but you're not the internet. I said, this is real. You not real. You bootleg. Yeah, you bootleg. No, you're not real. You already know you're not real. And you can't spell. You didn't even spell it right. You said, I real. So busy trying to be negative, he didn't even say am. See what I'm saying? Because he's so negative. You know, look what he wrote. He's so negative, he couldn't even put it out right. I real. No, but you definitely need some English classes. I was like, well, who was your English teacher? I real. I think you're trying to ask me, are you real? First, no, you slow. Second is, you is a troll. You didn't take time to even read your stuff. You were so desperate to troll that you look as, a little slow. And two, you don't got the fingers for the buttons that could make you disappear. See? So now we see you. And now we don't. Basically. Because I'm the realest alive. And when I go on YouTube, YouTube is real. When I'm on here, on my channel, it's real. And there's a lot of real stuff on the internet. There's a lot of real stuff on the internet. There's a lot of plant-based doctors that's telling you how to eat. There's a lot of people on here telling you how to exercise and get in shape. There is a lot of real stuff on YouTube. So I'm not going to let you take certain things on YouTube and try to act like YouTube is fake. No, YouTube is one of the realest things out here. So when you watch the Weather Channel, that be real. It's a storm coming. How is that not real? When you watch the Weather Channel and they say it's 75 degrees in Chicago and it's 75 degrees in Chicago, how is that not real? So on the side note, don't y'all take the bad stuff and overlook all the real stuff on social media. Social media got a lot of real information. It's up to you to look at the positive information, to get the good information off of YouTube, off of Instagram. That's on you. That's on you to determine what you watch. Exactly, Brick Malone. It's up to you on what content and stuff you're looking for. And right now, we're pushing reparations. We only gave reparations a break because everybody was on Trump, Harris, Trump, Harris, Trump, Harris, and they couldn't focus. And I didn't want to push reparations when you can't focus. I need you to focus. And now we want to get you back in focus. Nothing has changed. We want reparations for Black Americans, all right? So thank y'all for watching. Y'all stay positive, and y'all make sure y'all push reparations for Black Americans. Deuces.
Do you want to show the world that you support reparations for Black Americans? Well, get your reparations gear at Pay Black Americans at www.payblacamericans.com.